stop having to participate in project pans because they're just so annoying and stressful. I didn't like it. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobras Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So today's video is going to be makeup and minimalism, the long-term cost of beauty, addressing 7 things regarding the long-term cost of using makeup / beauty. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Woo! If you guys have been following my journey for some time, you guys know that I've been doing makeup rehabilitation, and I started back in October, so it's been 2 months. Yay! And it's been going really well, and there's a lot of psychological things and practical and financial things that I've been examining in my own life that I thought might be able to help out some other people who might be on their journey and thinking, maybe seeing a bigger picture, a more long-term picture of their makeup usage and makeup spending habits might kind of help you along in your own makeup journey. So that's what today's video is about. So without further ado, let's just get into the list. Okay, number 1, Empties videos. So when I got into the makeup rehabilitation subreddit, a lot of people were talking about watching Empties videos for inspiring people to use up their products instead of going out and buying other products and getting satisfaction out of using up their products. And I thought, like, that's a fantastic idea. I think empty videos are great. But one thing that I want to talk about Empties videos in particular was when I went and I watched them, not all, but some videos would tally up the cost. And I know, take this with a grain of salt, I know a lot of them disclaimer that the cost of some of the samples, they didn't pay for it, or it came in a combo or things like that. But anyway, of that nature. So the thing that I want to mention is for the videos, the empty videos that did mention the cost of the makeup, it would be like their empties for an entire year. It ran into the thousands, and I was really shocked. I had never really looked at how much I spent. I would always look at how much I spent on the month to month, and I always felt like, oh, whew. But I never really looked at the overall cost. And some of these people have been doing their empties videos for like 2, 3, even 4 years. And I was like, I thought about my own money, and I thought, wow, like if that's how much is like the projected cost, that's how much I'm going to be needing to spend. Like if somebody told me, here is the $4,000 over the next 4 years, you can go blow it on makeup, or you can go blow it on something else, like, or like save it or invest it, I think I would have second thoughts about how I'm spending my money on makeup. So that definitely really opened up my eye to the long-term cost. I think that sometimes we think, oh, 50 here, 30 there, it's not that big of a deal. And it's true. If you really only do spend 30 or 50 in the year, it's not a big deal. But if you tally it up over the months and over the years, it does add up to a lot. All right, number 2. Tired of FOMO. If you guys see my other videos, you guys know that I totally harp on be wary of FOMO. That was primarily one of the reasons that I decided to quit, I guess, the whole like makeup treadmill. I just got so sick and tired of the FOMO. I couldn't keep up with the new releases, and I was just really tired of constantly feeling like what I had was never enough because my mind was focused on what I didn't have, or that new shiny release, thinking that once I got that, I was gonna feel as good when I had it. I thought that once I got it, I was gonna feel as good as I did when I was like lusting for it, but the two were never the same. I really, really wanted it, and then once I had it, I was happy for a little bit, and then I forgot about it. And that just cycle of FOMO, of there being a new item and feeling like I was gonna miss out if I didn't have it, was just, it was the driver that made me question, I think I have a problem, or at least I don't like living my life like this. And that's the thing that pushed me to seek out help, and that's how I found the makeup rehabilitation. So the long-term cost of beauty in that sense, how long do you want to keep feeling FOMO for before you start to feel like, is that really a way that you want to live your life? At least that's not a way that I wanted to live my life. I didn't want to keep spending the next couple years constantly in a state of, I want something better than what I already have, when the stuff that I already have was actually really nice and deserved to be cherished by me. All right, number 3, tired of Project Pan. One of the long-term things about doing this whole makeup thing is the longer you keep buying makeup, or at least buying excessive amounts of makeup, the longer you get to participate in Project Pan. But I don't know about you guys, but I've been Project Panning since 2017, and it's a very tiresome task. It's not as fun as the internet would have you believe, or at least is my own personal opinion. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but when I was project panning, I got tired of project panning. It just felt really endless. It felt like something that I had to do, something that my makeup was just kind of in the way of me getting to the end of my project pan, and that's just not the kind of relationship I wanted to have with my makeup. So I decided to stop buying so much makeup so I didn't have to keep participating in project pan, because these project pans, if you guys have done project pans, some items last like 1, 2, 3 years before you even see the end of it. And a lot of people declutter items after they have a large pan before they fully finish products up, and I just didn't want to keep spending the next couple years participating in project pans. I decided to just like cut off the blood supply and just stop buying makeup so I could finish my makeup and enjoy my makeup. All right, number 4, I got tired of feeling both, or my makeup was not enough, and the same feeling of my makeup was too much. It was like this really weird feeling, and I didn't want to keep living the next couple years in this awful, like, in-between feeling where I'd look at my makeup and feel like my makeup's just not enough, but on the flip side, sometimes feeling like, wow, like, I have way too much makeup. Like, what was I thinking? So this wasn't a very good feeling. It was a very confusing feeling, and I just didn't want to participate in that feeling anymore, and I just wanted to enjoy the makeup that I had or have and just feel like, wow, like, this is a really good amount for me. This is the perfect amount, maybe a little bit more, and I'm really happy with the variety that I have. Like, that's just more or less the kind of feeling that I wanted to have and carry that feeling on into the next couple years. Number 5, the cost of skincare. Let me tell you guys the relationship that I have with skincare. I got really bad acne when I went through my recovery, so I reintroduced foundation back into my, I guess, beauty routine. And before that time, I didn't used to use foundation. I used a lot of skincare, and I felt like skincare is caring for your skin, so it's definitely worth a pretty penny. And I did spend a fair amount of money for, like, paying for skincare for about, like, 3 years. I would spend, like, $50, $60 on, like, a bottle of skincare, and I felt justified in that. But the thing was, once I realized that my skin was gonna behave however I wanted to behave, let's put it this way, if skincare was that fantastic, people who used it wouldn't get wrinkles, but that's not true. People who use skincare still get wrinkles and still have acne. It's not the skincare that prevents any of those things. It's other external factors. So the thing was that I realized that skincare was kind of a waste of money. I mean, I'm not hating on the idea of skincare as a self-care. Like, boo, you do you. Like, I totally respect that. I was part of that. I love to use skincare as self-care. But the thing was, I just didn't want to keep relying on a product for my mental health and for my skin that was not the best thing or support to be relying on. My skin was going to do itself regardless of the skincare that I used, and my self-care should not have to rely on really expensive skincare bottles that are more or less useless just to feel like I'm taking care of myself. Like, I'd rather take care of myself financially and take care of myself, like, emotionally and, I guess, healthfully by, like, working out, sleeping well, eating fruits and vegetables, than wasting my money on skincare. And how long would I have to keep up this habit of skincare to prevent wrinkles? Like, why is it that women need to fear aging? I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna age anyway. I'm not gonna fear it, and I'm not going to indulge this fear by continuing skincare. Throughout my 20s, I tried preventative anti-aging skincare, but for my 30s, I was just like, you know what, I don't want to spend all my 30s fearing my 40s. All right, number 6, do I need it? This was something else that I also looked at long term. I felt like if I decided something is something that I needed, I was gonna need it again when it ran out, and then once that ran out, I would still keep needing it. And I just felt like I wanted to address that issue of, like, if I need something, not only will I need it now, I will need it next year and the year after that, and it's just never ending. And I just felt like I'm gonna categorize my makeup as wants. There's nothing in my makeup that's a need. Not even mascara. Mascara, okay, fine. All right. No, that's also a want. I'm fine without makeup. And that was something that I really had to address because I felt very justified in some of the more pricier things that I bought, or even in the frequency that I bought, because I had categorized some things within the realm of needs. But the thing was, long term, as long as I kept categorizing something as a need, not only was it going to be a need now, it was going to be a need later. And when was it ever going to stop? And number 7, is the money worth the makeup that I wear? I started looking at how much I was spending on my makeup in terms of, like, what's drugstore and what's high end, and kind of seeing, like, the difference, and really asking myself personally, did I think that the price that I was paying for the makeup, like, was this makeup that I was wearing worth the price that I paid? And that was something that was really important for me to ask myself, because I kind of had in my head, maybe it was from social media, maybe it was from myself, I don't know, but I had this idea that high end was better bang for the buck. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not completely naive. I know that some of these companies make the same products in the same place and they just package it differently, so you just pay for that premium for the name. I know this but I still felt like, because I'm a minimalist, I felt like I didn't have to own a lot, and since I didn't have to own a lot, I could be justified in a couple pieces here and there, as long as it was few, it could be expensive. But I also had to address that. Like, I had been doing this habit for about 5 years in my minimalism journey, and I just decided that there's nothing wrong with having makeup that's good quality and is from the drugstore. That was a place that I had to come to for myself. I know that in the makeup rehab community, a lot of people have come to different places in their makeup journey. Some people have decided they don't need a lot, they're just gonna have a few, and therefore they're allowed to treat themselves to brand name things or high end, and I respect that. That's totally what I did for about 5 years. But the question that I just had to ask myself, was it worth the money? And the answer that I came to in the end was that no. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Other than you don't know that you're wearing Chanel on your face. Like, could you really not find a dupe? Like, is a dupe really that terrible? Or why are we calling it dupes? Why don't we embrace drugstore for what it is? I started to get this idea because I love and adore Korean drugstore brands. Like, to me, it's like fire, it's bomb. Like, Asian drugstore brands, like, they're amazing. Same with Taiwanese brands. Like, it just blows your mind how good they are. And once I realized that, I was kind of like, you know what, drugstore does the trick. Drugstore actually does more than the trick. It's fantastic, it's great. Let's accept that there is a difference. Even with that difference, I still felt like, you know what, it's not worth the money. I think drugstore is just fine. It isn't the products per se so much as it's the technique and your skill that makes you look better. Like, you guys have seen those videos on YouTube where you see the makeup artist and they do like one half face drugstore and the other one high end, and like the face looks exactly the same. So it's like, I know there's just concerning differences, like the quality of the product. Sometimes your skin is sensitive. Like, I understand all of those things. So again, so then I guess that if that is the case, then that answered the question for you. Yes, it's worth the money. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I had to ask myself, is it worth the money? And I'm still on a journey. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not saying I'm never going to buy high end ever again, or that I'm team drugstore all the way, but I've just kind of reevaluated my relationship with this. Anyway, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button for more videos on makeup, minimalism, and money, and join the Cobra's Nest. I post quite frequently, and I would love to have you guys. And don't be shy, leave a comment down below saying, how did you find my channel? Like, are you on your own makeup minimalism type of journey? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!